Yeah, it's a really good question that comes up in the chat regarding the fact that it's true that this track, not much is happening, although it's still interesting. But this is, I call it a bit vinyl music in a way that these records are also made to be also layered on top of each other records. And so by definition, they don't want to overcrowd it because similar to what was doing like 20 years ago, you want to leave space to layer things up. So that's one of the thing. And he's able to do that with that track because the elements are very strong and works well together. The groove is strong. And I mean, obviously in this track, it's mostly the vocal. And then you have this extra stab that comes out of nowhere and that lifts things up. And if there was too much things before, will not have the same impact. It's all about the intention, you know. If straight away you want to make music like this, then of course, I would not give you the feedback to add more things or make more drum rolls and things like that. It's really this is why when you're sending a feedback to us, we have this track feedback reference. You can add a reference, and if you want to make music like this, then it's good that you add a reference so we can, push you in the right way. But yeah, that really depends of the style. I see that now it's 7. I like to wait a little bit more in case someone comes. But yeah, let me give you an overview of what we're doing here because there is more and more newcomers that come and that submit tracks. A lot of first timer I see today. So basically, we are reviewing your submission that you have like 24 hours or more during the weekend to send. Unfortunately or fortunately, we have a lot of submissions and we're not able to review everybody. So each session, I give the priority to 4 new first timers to be heard, and then we pick some regulars. If you have not been reviewed and it was the first time you submit a track, you can still tag yourself as a first timer and it's valid until you get finally reviewed. And it should come quickly. At the end of the session, we elect the track of the session. We publish the track on SYNTHO social the next day, and you have the chance, if you want to get featured in the Get Discovered playlist. This playlist is shared to Josh Baker and other DJ at the end of the month. And because we're talking about that, still the first Get Discovered playlist has not been shared yet. So I know a couple of members that are here today have the track in it. Thinking of Max, Enrique, Brew, and probably other ones. The reason is we want the playlist to be hosted on SYNTHO's SoundCloud, and we haven't used SYNTHO's SoundCloud, and we had a bit of time of a bit of a hard time to recover everything, but it's coming. So hopefully this week it will be sent. And this way we will be able to show you all the stats of who listened, who downloaded, who has your tracks, and so on. So we really want not just to have like, some files going around, but a way for you to access the stats as well. So this is why it's taking a little bit longer, but it's coming, don't worry. And we will make an announcement when we send this playlist in the Discord. Speaking about the Discord, we just passed 1,000, 1K user, which is amazing. So yeah, great stuff. I think now it's time to start. Another thing is when it's your turn, we usually it's really nice if you're able to speak, put your mic on so we can also like, have a small discussion and talk about your track and your submission. Of course, if you don't want to, you can just type in the chat. No worry about that. First track I have today, it's Mason Little. Is Mason around today? Mason, I don't think I see you in the chat. All right. Next up, what I'm gonna do is I have Brew here. I know he's here. So are you able to talk?
Are you able to talk? Yeah, I can. I'm here.
Yeah, it's okay. It's safe.
Yeah, it's okay. It's safe. Yeah, yeah. I'm hands free, so
All
I
right. I can hear myself a little bit,
can
but
hear myself a little bit, but
yeah, I don't.
yeah, I don't.
Okay, let's hear
Okay,
your
let's hear.
let's hear your track. Unfortunately, I have too much echo, so the discussion is difficult. But like, let's go for it. You know, it's funny because we were talking about DJ tools that are not like full of like little glitches and thing, and this is exactly what you did.
it's funny. That's when you were just talking about that, I was like, man, this is like perfect because that's the exact type of track that I sent in. So
Yeah, exactly. And I know because I know your music that that it's your intent. So like that, you know, it makes sense. And yeah, I think you nailed it. I mean, this is amazing. Paul was mentioning Phil Weeks and Rob Soul. I think it will be perfect place for this kind of music, as well as vinyl releases as well. But I have a little question. Why did you go like a little bit harder on like filter modulation on the piano, on the keys? Is like to keep it as raw as possible, or
I did. I tried to. I'd not put much filtering on it. More just volume filtering than anything else.
yeah, I would. I mean, you don't want to do like filter French house, right? Like with electronic
No,
resonance and
yeah,
stuff. But yeah, like you could have like this, like even on MPC, you have like you have a filter that is not super resonant that had like a good staggered sound. Yeah, I mean that could be a thing to bring a little bit more modulation, but that works like this. That if you want to go for a raw, simple style. I mean, simple style is not the word, but like yeah, like back in the day with limitations and stuff. I think you nailed it on that one. Feels
uh,
very authentic.
great. Yeah, that's what I mean. I was trying to keep it that way. I wanted to get a little more creative with the filtering, but I didn't. Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to go like the real resonant disco
Yeah,
house sort of filter, so I didn't know what else to really try.
I think it works like this, and especially, you're like can see guys like DJ Snake and use this type of record to really like layered things in and out and having fun. The DJ can be creative themselves and then add their own vocal things like this. Like it's taking it a bit back in the days, and like I mean that's the stuff I love. So yeah,
Yeah,
well done, man.
cool. Thank you. Yep.
Top tune.
Great.
We're going back to our newcomer. I have Petro. Is Petro with us today?
Yeah, I'm right here. How you doing?
Hello, welcome. First time with us in the live class, am I right?
Yep, first time.
First time. Great. You joined. Where are you tuning in from?
I'm from Boston. Joined producing about 3 months now, and really just dove in the last month. And I joined SYNTHO start of August.
Wow. So like this is really, really the start after 3 months, man. It's really cool that you can already, finish something, submitting it for us to listen to it. Really nice, man. Well done.
Awesome, thank you.
But let's go. Let's go right into it. Nice one. Already sounds like a little DJ tool. Cool. What's already, yeah, it's impressive after 3 months. What's your influence? What DJ do you like, producer that you like at the moment?
I love Michael Beebe and Mal P. Those are like my top two. Yeah, I'd say that.
Cool. So yeah, so like groovy, rolling house, quite functional with great hooks. And I mean, obviously you looked for that when you used that vocal, right?
Yeah.
That's great. The drums are great. I saw that you use a loop, like at least one loop, and then maybe add a couple more stuff. But I would encourage you to add even more like watch one shot element here and there to have like a little bit of variation. If you had like some little snare rolls,
Okay.
a different layer of hat that you could add as the track progress, some drum fills, so you could have your main loop, and then at the end of like 8 bars, 16 bars, 4 bars, you can have a little like drum roll, a different change of patterns that keeps things more dynamic, and
Yep.
it usually works well, especially if you sometimes don't want to add too many things to your track and keep it quite minimal. You have to do a lot of lifting with the drums as well.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that.
And one thing that could make great impact as well, if you have like if the main the main theme is the bass line, is to find a moment in a break where you're taking the bass out. So when you're gonna bring it back, we'll have an even more, momentum.
Awesome. All right. Thank
Thanks for
you.
passing by, man. We are back
Of
already
course.
on Wednesday.
All right.
Cheers. And yeah, stay with us. Track of the session at the end. Next up, I have Damare. Is Damara?
Hi,
Hi,
Damarai.
hi,
Oh,
how are you?
hi, I'm good. My English is
It's
like
okay.
not
It's okay.
better.
Don't worry. If you understand me, that's
Yeah,
the
I can understand. I can understand at all, but my me cuesta build the sentence faster.
okay. What I can
Okay.
do is I can ask a question if you want, and you can re reply with one word.
Okay.
Where are you tuning in from?
Peru.
Peru. Okay, amazing. And how long have you been producing music?
Uh, in Cinto or
General?
general 1 year. O sea, this year, really.
Just this year. Wow,
Yeah, just this
fantastic.
year.
Okay, I know your music because I had the pleasure to listen to it in the track feedback. And yeah, I can't wait for people to check it out. Let's go.
She's so persuasive, that marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be so persuasive? That marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be? She's so persuasive, that marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be so persuasive? That marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be? So persuasive, that marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be so persuasive? That marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be? She's so persuasive, that marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be so persuasive? That marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be? She's so persuasive, that marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be so persuasive? That marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be? 8 in the morning, moonlight right beyond, and it's 3 in the morning, and I'm still performing. She's so persuasive, that marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be so persuasive? That marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be? She's so perfect. She's so perfect. She's so perfect. How does it feel to be? How does it feel to be? How does it feel to be?
very solid. After just few months of producing, it's very impressive. Really. I think I told you before in the track feedback. No, I think the tune works really well. The vocals are very catchy. I'm not sure where they're from, if it's someone you know that's singing or you sample or from another track. Maybe you could tell us, but it works really, really, really well.
Yes, well, I only sample the vocal.
Oh yeah?
I listen in Spotify.
Spotify. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's about if you want to release it, can you clear it? How is it going to be?
Uh,
You
Me
didn't think about
gustaría, o sea,
that?
I would like to sellar in a label.
Okay,
O
okay.
sea, como que sí I would like to
Release this track.
release this track, yes, but I don't know if it's possible because the vocal.
The vocal, yes, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
That's the only issue when you're taking something, and the bigger the records you're sampling, it's even harder because when you're gonna ask the authorization from like, Sony or whatever major it is the original record is from, it's gonna be a big it could be an issue, but sometimes not, and depending, if you're on a great label, they have the possibility, they have like connection. So it's not necessarily a limitation, you know. So
But yesterday I tasted no oh played this track for first time in a gig, and the people reaccionó como que
yeah, but I can imagine, yes. It's like everybody was jumping up and down in the chat already. No, it's fantastic. What two little things I could eventually say is that there is some little times in the track where, because it's quite, you have very few elements. I think maybe you could add a little, and it's a big room track. I think you could use a little bit more reverb on some elements when there is just a few of them to kind of fill up the space a little bit.
okay.
Like it still feels, although it's very chunky and like now it's quite squash on the image, it still feels that there is you could fill up the frequency spectrum of the track a bit more with reverb, with eventually some texture, one or two more elements, but it sounds really good. I feel here when you have that other synth layer that the interaction between the bass and the top synth could be a little bit a tiny bit better. Personally, I would close the filter a bit on the bass. It's quite open, and that would give you more space for the other synth to kind of,
Before the drop, filter a bit the bass.
just but you could filter it also before. Somebody is like saying, they could change a bit the character of the bass. Personally, I would close a bit the filter. I would maybe add a bit of saturation, things like this, to make it sound a bit warmer and less medium-y. But I mean, the tracks works well, and
Okay.
that's already what matters the most.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And stay with us for the track of the session. This one is a great contender. Stay with us, okay? Next up, I also have another newcomer, Sable. Am I saying your name right?
Yes, yes.
Welcome, man.
Thank you.
Where are you tuning in from?
I'm in Miami.
Miami. A lot of Americans. This is great because that's one of the reason we actually made the session on a Sunday, because we thought, okay, for you guys in America, North, South, Central, it will be easier for you to join if you're doing something during the week. So yeah, that's great to see. How long have you been producing?
It's been 3 months now, maybe 3.5.
3.5 months only. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so good. Okay, can't wait to check it out. Let's go.
You're the only one I see. Never make it hard for me. You're the only one I see. Never make it hard for me. up looking when you move like that.
Hey boy, have you missed me? You say I'm your only one, but I need you to prove it. I could be your angel or your devil. Come back to me. I miss you. Every bad boy needs a good girl. Like that. Like that.
Good girl. Every girl needs a good girl. Every good girl needs a man. Every girl needs a good girl. Every good girl needs a man. Times are changing, so I got to let you know. Yeah, won't you? Yeah, they make it hard for me. Don't stop when you throw it back. Whole club looking when you move like that. 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 Don't stop when you throw it back. 'Cause you're the only one I see. Yeah, they make it hard for me. You're the only one I see. Yeah, they make it hard for me. Woke up looking when you move like that. Turn around, let me hear that.
Nice one, man. What did you sample from the original track? I don't know it personally. Is it just the vocal or a couple?
Yeah, just the vocal.
Just
But
the
for
vocal.
the lead, I did like it was similar, but it was like I kind of went on like a little tangent with the sound.
You reconstructed yourself. That's fantastic. And I think Quentin was suggesting it to another user before that was also like 3 months in like you. This is also very impressive for 3 months, man. Well done.
Thank you.
One of the yeah, Enrique is saying what you guys are doing. How come you're so good after 3 months? Because yeah, me, I was barely making a beat at that time. Um, Definitely reconstructing trying to remake tracks that you like is going to be the fastest way to improve in terms of sound design, to know exactly, um, to put the right amount of elements, to have like to be getting better in the arrangement, analyzing other people's tracks, and or eventually making remix the way you do it. It's very effective. So I totally encourage you to do that. I feel like in these tracks, there is definitely a way to add a couple more things, whether it's like layers of drums or some synths here and there. Eventually, when you have breakdowns like this, you can push the effects a little bit more if you don't want the track to feel too empty. That works well usually. Little automation, but you're just at the start of your production journey. There's like so much things to happen, but this is really cool. I enjoy listening to it, man. Well done.
Thank you.
Stay with us, track of the session. Next up, so we had TJ Brew already. Now I have Emile. Is Emile with us? Okay, it doesn't seem like it. It was a while since we didn't see Emile in the session. Next, I have Rolux. Rolux. And you're in the chat. Okay, so we listen to your tracks and maybe we can have a little. I can ask you a few questions while we're listening to your tune in the chat. Let's go. You know, I really like this phase where like you take out the bass and you replace it by like this organ sound and then you switch it back to the bass line. No, it's really good, especially like if you're into that minimal sound. Yeah, I wanted to ask you because I think it's important for the kick drum, but if it's that type of minimal sound that you're going for, then the kick is fine. Um, then maybe you could tweak the bass for it to have a better relationship with that kick. But yeah, it's nice. Maybe a little bit more like drum, like little glitchy drums. I know that you have some in the back, but they can be maybe more snappy and prominent. So it's like more like in terms of sound design, what sounds to put. Something you could have a little bit of like polyrhythm things where like the drums are not looping exactly on 4 to 8 or 16, but a little bit, you know, out of sync to bring a bit more randomness, especially if you want things to be loopy. It's nice to have a bit of evolution. I love the like spooky keys that you have in the back. They are really cool. The track is definitely a vibe. I think what is important, what can help a lot is to have a reference track in your project. In me, I use a lot a device. It's called Magic AB, but unfortunately, you can't have it anymore. It's old, but there is device in Max for Live, or you can buy things like MC Compare, and you basically you have a pool of tracks at the end of your master, and you can quickly A/B between the track that you're making and certain tracks that you selected, and you see where everything needs to be, and that's very yeah, metric AB is a new one. It's very easy to see exactly where you sit and where things needs to be in terms of frequency range, in terms of volume. So yeah, that could really help. But fantastic track, man. I really like the vibe of it. Well done. Next up, I have Kensuke. Is Kensuke around? Kensuke, no. All right. Hep from Canada.
Yep, I'm in
Hello,
here.
hello, Alex. How you
How's it
doing?
going? Pretty good, man. Arsenal kicked off this season, picking up where we left off. Pretty good morning over here. Yeah, feeling good.
Okay, great, great. But you're in Canada? No?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Toronto, Canada.
Okay, but you're supporting Arsenal.
Yeah, hey man, you got to pick one of the big teams when you're a kid. That's kind of how it goes over here.
I'm very sorry about the Champions League final.
Hey man, come
I'm
on.
from Paris, so sorry.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, if you're supporting
I love
PSG,
Arsenal. I love Arsenal. No question. No, no, don't
I
worry.
know they're big in France, right? Yeah,
Yeah. I think there is a big. I mean, you know, with Thierry Henry and stuff in the past, there is a big,
of course.
affinity for Arsenal from especially Parisians.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, you had some great things happening with your tracks lately. A couple of DJs playing, big DJs playing them. Am I right?
That's right. Yeah, like a month ago, I made a track, and I was here, and Chris Lake was playing, and I went down and reared and played it while I was in the crowd, which was like that was crazy, one of the craziest moments I've had in my production journey. And then since then, I kind of used that to send it out as promo, like, "Hey, Reardon played my track," and then that kind of turned some heads. So since then, Clooney's downloaded it, Chris Lorenzo's downloaded it a bunch, but then it's kind of hit like a wall in that I got all these downloads from these DJs, but then I sent it out to like 50 labels and just nothing. But no, it's still like
Don't,
positive
don't,
stuff going on.
don't. So that's the thing. Like, you know, when especially when producing, there is this theory of like The escargot is like you turn around one point, a lot of things are happening, but you feel for a while it's still at this, it's nothing's happening, but you keep pushing, 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 and suddenly it's going to be a huge jump once you hit the middle. And yeah, everything is positive, you know. It's okay if they don't want to take these tracks now. You can keep making ones, and you never know. In 1 year, the tracks are still there, you know. You didn't lose them. So yeah, don't worry about it. Keep making music, and really sure you're gonna have other great moments. This is just the start. It's all about keeping the momentum, and you know, there's always waves in the studio, and just focusing on the positive. One thing that is great is what you did is using what happened to kind of promote yourself and open doors and talking to labels. A lot of time, artists we can feel like I don't want to brag about what happened to me, but you kind of also have to because otherwise nobody's going to notice you, especially in this day and age. When it was just about like releasing records and DJ going to the record, so it was a bit different. But with social media, yeah, you got to talk about it. You got to push it. You got to post this video, talk about it on our Discord, ask people to repost it, and then contact the other DJs and label is the great way to do it. Definitely. Yeah, but let's check this track out. Let's go. Nice man, it's chunky, definitely very playable. Arrangement is effective, kind of a DJ tool, right? Where there's not a lot of progression, but just like a few layers that come and goes. I think it would work definitely well. I like the fact that you took out this really acid top layer, like just 16 or 32 bar was enough, and you kind of strip it back at the right moment because it so yeah, has a yeah, it's definitely playable. For me, what's I have normally I don't really talk about like artistic comments because we are here more to talk about the production and we each have different artistic sensitivity. But I think that the vocal for me it's what like give the track less character. Like you have like some interesting drums, interesting sound design, and I feel that the vocal is a bit that you could have maybe find something a bit more interesting, have a bit more character. Do you know what I mean? For it to feel like, more memorable, If it had like a vocal that I would feel like, a bit more original, I think it would make definitely the track a bit more special, in my opinion. Do you understand what I meant?
Yeah. No, it's funny enough. I just got Loop Cloud this month, and I was like, I had the original track, and I was like, oh, I need a vocal, and it was like the first thing I found on Loop Cloud. So, and it's actually three different kind of vocals. So I had a version before where it was this kind of tinnier version, and then I layered the harmonies and then the actual main thing. So I kind of bring in like the three different vocals throughout the track.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, jackpot! This works so well, but
No, but
I can.
it definitely works. It doesn't feel out of space, The
Mhm.
track works. You send it out to DJs. I'm pretty sure you'll get some plays. I'm pretty sure you can find a label that would sign this track. That's 100% sure. That's definitely better than a lot of stuff that is coming out. So that's the thing. It's just um yeah, is it gonna be enough to stand out of the pack? Do you know what I mean?
100%. I mean, it is a loop cloud vocal, right? Usually I dig a little deeper. I try to sample older records, but there's like copyright issues that come with that. But so I was like, yo, let me give loop cloud a try. And then it felt very housey. That's the vibe I was going for.
I
It's like
put out
dial.
I put out a track 3 years ago that has a massive splice vocal, and it's like my most played track at the moment on Spotify. So I'm who am I to say it's not good to use Loop Cloud and stuff
Yeah.
like that? And I have nothing against it. And if it clicks, and it's so many even super underground producer like use Loop Cloud or Splice or whatever. Like there's no. It depends. It doesn't depend where it's from, what it is, if it's sample, song, or it's just the music at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
To
Well,
me.
thanks. Appreciate
Yeah.
the feedback. Don't know. I do want to like get to that next level. So
Yeah, I could only recommend to like, sometimes don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's good to say, hey, still have fun, experiment, go out of the box, and n- like if you put some heavy pressure, like the name of your track on yourself, like I need to make it, and like I want everything to feel right. Like sometimes it restricts you a bit artistically, and you sometimes you're like, hey, okay, you know what, maybe let me try something crazy or like unusual and see, And a lot of times great thing happens like that. Cheers, man. Stay with us, track of the session. This one's definitely a contender though. Um, Next up, Paul, are you here with us? I think I saw you in the chat. I need to look.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What's happening?
Good. It's been a while I haven't spoke with you, man.
Yeah, it's been a while, yeah. I think it was ADR the last time I was on,
Yeah,
and then it
I
was
I
Philippe before that,
saw.
maybe.
I saw. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Let's get right into it, right?
yeah, 100%. Let's do it,
DJ.
man.
Well, Paul, it's really good, huh? But we are used to quality from you. Chunky drums, nice, nice. The bass line is really good when it comes in. It was such a pleasure, man. Um, I few things. Alors, what I would do is I'm not sure that's the best kick that you picked for this kind of
Mm-hmm.
track. I mean, it depends. It feels it gives a lot of like a brother vibe, this kick, you know. But I do feel like for the rest of the track, I would have take something that has a little bit more,
More of a click.
yeah, more of a click, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't feel like it doesn't have enough lows. No, it has. I have enough low, but it's more like
Mm-hmm.
it's really muffled, chunky, almost like a dungeon meat type of kick, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And maybe I would have had something tuned a little bit higher. Yeah, yeah. I think you could find a better kick for the track to see
Yeah.
the tracks better. Um, and one thing that something I felt in your track, like it's a little bit with the arrangement. I don't know if you give a bit too much straight from the start, and
Mm-hmm.
that after I feel that like it's a little bit harder for you to kind of develop like the it feels a bit redundant
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
to focus on having a better sense of progression in your tracks. uh, Two things that could help is maybe making like the relationship between the different chords, giving a little bit more space in
Mm-hmm.
between like the different chords. um Try to have like like a loop to work on the question answer over like 4 bars or 8 bars, and have a bit more um silence in between the hits. So like for
Mm-hmm.
example, the tail of the delay could give different pattern, and try to work to really have a different texture between your chords.
Yeah.
So when
Absolutely. Yeah.
another one, so when you have one, and when you add another sound, did you really feel that yeah, it's different elements that are added. I think it will help. It's great. Don't take me wrong, but I'm trying to see how we could like push you for I think even a bit more clarity in your
Mm-hmm.
sense. The
Yeah.
drums are really really good. Um,
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Yeah.
and it's really, yeah, for me it's really about like the pacing of the element and the sound design, and I think it will improve the
Yeah.
tracks greatly.
No,
Well,
100%.
well done,
So
man.
a kick with more click, and then at the start, reduce the elements, bring them in more gradually, and then create more space between the synths.
Yeah, yeah. Give it some
So,
space and like sound design it a little bit. There is some. Yeah, because there's two chord stab right now, and the
hmm
pad in the back. Yeah, and the two
yeah,
chord stab are kind of like clashing with each other. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Instead
hmm
of having more, or you could subtract one and replace it with another one as
mm,
well. But then you're losing a little bit the sense of progression. But
yeah,
yeah, playing the
yeah.
element.
No, I'll
You
play
know
around.
what?
Yeah.
You know what can help. Sorry to I'm speaking
hmm
so much. You know what helped me a lot for this is try to do find the relationship, but do it without the beat. Take the beat
mm,
out, take
hmm
the bass out, and listen and the drums, and listen to your track, just the synths and the pad. And it usually it works well. If it works like
hmm
that, and then when you add the beat and the bass again, it because it might
Absolutely.
somehow it
Yeah.
might distract you to have that beat all the time, and you feel that you have to
hmm
match the quickness, the pace of the bass and things like that.
Yeah. I think that's a good tip. I'll try that.
Try to make an ambient track, and then
Yeah.
after that you drop a bit. Oh.
Yeah. Cheers, man. Thanks.
Cheers. Cheers. There was us, track of the session. Um,
Absolutely.
Luke, it's your time.
Yes, yes.
How are you, man?
Good, good, good. How are you?
Still in Holland?
Yes, haven't moved.
Yeah. Did you party this weekend? Did you went to see a DJ?
Uh, no, I was with family, so I couldn't. But Chris Tussi just played yesterday, so a lot of friends went there.
I
It
can
was really
imagine. It
nice
was a
and
big
yeah,
celebration, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, insane was it? But
Champions League
sad I
vibe.
couldn't come, but no worries.
I think there will be other opportunities. Um, let's have a listen to your track. It's going to be a first time for me as well. Let's go.
Yes.
Another winner, Luc, hein? Really cool.
You think so?
Yeah, I can still suggest some stuff, but I think
Yes,
it has
please.
um some character. It's interesting, out of the box a little bit, the sound you're playing with, and because of this marimba kind of sound, it had a proper hook, and the marimba and the interaction the bit with it, and the motif you do also with the little bass. I love the little like bass style that you have that does this 3 4 notes melody.
Mhm.
Um, I would say, I feel you could give a little bit more medium ambience reverb to the drums to kind of like, not like a big room reverb, but you know what I mean? Like to give a bit more depth to the track. I don't know if you usually put any reverb on your drums.
Yeah, I mostly put like a send
Small.
and return with room verb, but
Yeah.
maybe a bit more.
Yeah. Do you have Valhalla vintage verb?
I used actually I have it, but I used Valhalla room on this one.
Okay. There is one preset that I love on drums. I just give it to you like this. You can have a try. It's called
Yeah.
medium ambience room. It's in
Mm-hmm.
the ambience. There's different preset section. It's in the
Yeah, on
ambience,
the top
and
one, right?
it's in the Valhalla vintage verb, so not the room. And I feel this particular reverb. You don't have to crank it up a lot, huh? You just put a bit, but it
Yeah.
really gives for drums. It really gives like a background, and even if you have like minimal sounding drums, sometimes it really feels. So yeah, just a little sense. But try it out because I to my ears, it feels like it's missing a little bit something. It's
Maybe
like,
also loop or
90%
something.
of the people they're not gonna feel it, right? But
Mm.
that's yeah. I mean, you could also add a layer. If you add you know what? In most loops, especially in the old loops, they all have some kinds of reverb on them. So a lot of people are like, instead of like using some reverb or texture in the back, they just put a loop. Of course, it's good because it's also add additional rhythm, but it's also sometimes just because they miss a background.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
And I think the marimba sound, for me, I know what kind of style you want to go for. It sounds a little bit too clear, too clean. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I think it would be good if you kind of bit reduce it, make it a bit more crunchy.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, just Redux can do it in Ableton, but if you have Decimort or RC20 color, this kind of preset that can bring a bit of lo-fi character to the sound. I think it's great that it's popping out in terms of frequency, but it does sound a bit clean for the type of track you're going for. So if it was a bit more noisy, crunchy, I think it would be good.
yeah. Maybe also filter it a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, you can just filter it, adjust the resonance for it to also get a bit more harmonies somewhere. But yeah, and I mean, it's working the track, but it's very toolish in a way that like there is no really new elements that you bring from halfway through, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It can work, but in my opinion, you make it even more special if you have at least a change of pattern, or you bring in a different melody with one of the sound, or like you surprise the listener, you know?
yeah. I changed like a couple of patterns, but I feel like it needs like some new new
I
sound or
I
something. Yeah.
I didn't even notice it. So if that can help,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I will try it.
maybe drive more drastic suggestions. But yeah, amazing tracks as always, and I'm sure you had a pretty big release with one of the leading label in that sound, or yeah, recently, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With EC2A. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
it's
great.
way. So I'm sure more to come from you for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But
Cheers,
yeah,
man.
thank you for the feedback and see you next time.
Always. See you soon. Seti, we do your track.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's 8 o'clock, but we are always doing more here. Let's go.
Okay, no worries.
The track is not playing. Did you upload a new one
Oh
and then
yeah, can you reload it, please?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
your mic is off.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, because I didn't spoke for so long. Um, the production level is ridiculous, really, really dope. Mixdown is really amazing. Definitely something even I would play myself. It's really, really nice. Um, and there's just one thing that I spoke with you about before, and um, now it's more artistic, so like you don't have to take all my words for the truth. But I don't want you to fall in like there's so many different samples that like we don't know which one is the hook of the track. Because for example, me, what I really the sound of all of this that was hooking me up was I'm gonna try to find it. This one. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Like this little melody. And I would have liked to, that like for example, the track was constructed a little bit around that melody that I could like, hear it a bit more later on. And then if I was in a club and I was listening to that track, I would go back home and I would like, yeah, that I love that track with all these samples that had this melody, because that's like the clear way for me to identify this track. And it's good not to overuse it, but um, yeah, I feel somehow like the track is amazing, but I don't know what's the chorus almost of it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um,
Too many ideas, maybe.
and I know that you're a fan of Coulter, right? And that you take inspiration in a lot of his track. Am I right? Or
Yeah, you're right.
and yeah,
Not
not
yeah,
only no,
not
go
this
for it.
track,
Not
maybe
this
not
track.
this track,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
but
okay, okay. No, because I could see some similarities in the way that like he used a lot of like samples here and there, or Sweely, for example, that like also do that. Um, and for sure, plenty of others. But yeah, I, yeah, I just want to you for me just want to say it because maybe it's something that like maybe I'm the only one to feel it. So you could ask me, but I would have loved like that sometimes yeah there is a sound that is kind of like the idea of the track and that the other or like around it. But the track definitely works, and as I said, I would probably play it.
awesome, awesome. Yeah, I appreciate the feedback. This one came out actually after I listened to your last EP, so that's why probably the feedback is actually really good to me. Also because of the effects that he used, I was trying to recreate that, like the atmosphere.
Mhm.
And that's how it came out. I mean, it's totally different, but it still has my character, but how I started, I guess.
Oh, cool, cool, very, really cool. Great to hear. But yeah, that's the only thing I could say. But
All right.
yeah, it works really well. And maybe what I found is could be improved to my ears. Maybe it's what somebody else is gonna really like. So what matters is like your intent as well. If your intent is like to get away from like having a proper hook and to kind of blurry it and to just have like a collection of sounds that works well, really well together, then it's perfect.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
So yeah, I think now it's time to wrap the session. What a nice track to finish. It's not easy for me to do the track of the session. I'm gonna have a click browser to refresh. Damare was really strong, really, really great submission. I I think I asked you to already if you wanted to be included in the Get Discovered playlist because you sent this track for feedback. So it's gonna be already in the Get Discovered playlist. Sable, great remix. Brewhouse, this one was super cool, super cool. Emil, we couldn't hear it. He was not there. This one's great. Kensick as well. Oh, Hep. That was a cool one. Paul, great as well. Luke, banger. Uh, but yeah, then there is Seti. Seti is the thing is like you when was the last time you won track of the session?
Like 1 or 2 months ago, probably one and a half, I guess.
1.5. Okay. Yeah, but it's definitely for me the strongest track today. I think we can't ignore it. So I'm gonna give it to you again. Then at some point, we're gonna have to have to. But yeah, definitely all the people I mentioned, Lick, Pep was a really good track. I hope you didn't misunderstand me with the vocals to think because it's definitely a banger. Yeah, and very well engineered, man. It will definitely do damage in the club. So yeah, well done, guys. A lot of bangers. Anyway, we are always back in on Wednesday, and you can also decide to send us your track in the track feedback session. I know Hep has already a track selected by J Belly. He's probably aware of it, and so you're already in the Get Discovered playlist. But yeah, send us your track, guys. We're here to review it. We can give you an in-depth thing. Uh, it was great to meet some new members for these sessions, and yeah, see you guys on Wednesday or on Sunday. Bye bye, everyone. Have a great end of the weekend.